today is the final day to putting the engine in the S13 convertible. It is time to start. Well, I'm gonna put a firewall on here and then stab this thing in. Probably won't get it all wired up today, but we'll see. Stay tuned. Clutch. Just laid it down and put the motor mount in, got everything in place to be installed for possibly tomorrow. But tonight is dinner and sequence, and I love dinner and I love sequence, so this project is to be continued. Alright, there's stuff on my lens. Hopefully that made it better. Back for day two. Gonna get this exhaust down here. Gotta cut it and possibly extend it just a little bit. I'm gonna throw it on the engine, butt it up to the other exhaust. We're gonna cut off the flange and see what we gotta do. It's not gonna be a professional job by any means, using some flux core weld, and it'll do the job, and that's all I'm trying to do right now. Just get my car up and running. So, let's do it. Oh, mess. Alright, so I got a bracket in the way, so I'm going to knock this bracket off, and we'll go from there. Thing's spinning. Alright, that's that bracket right there. The heat shield. We're gonna knock it off. Safety first. Second try, unsuccessful. Looky there, looky there. Got lined up.
From the front.
There we go. Oh. I'm gonna bolt that in. Now it's secure. Let's look up underneath. Turn some light on. There we are. Let's see, the angle of this is bad. That's why we gotta cut it and fix it. So we're gonna try that. Alright, you can see about 3 inches off. So another piece of metal right here.
Cut it twice.
I'm gonna cut it. Just weld it right here. It should work. Let's do that.
So you putting that exhaust on there was stretching that pipe way over here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
That is perfect. Do it yourself. Fix. When we get done. Well, after we got the welding done, I really don't like how it looks, so I'm gonna wire wheel it down and hopefully not find any little holes or any other parts I don't like. Otherwise, I'm gonna grind it all down and kind of clean it up from there and make it look like a pipe again. This is what it looks like. It looks pretty crappy, but it looks like it will work. But I am going to take care of it. Well, I cleaned up the exhaust to my liking. It's not the prettiest, but couldn't find any more holes in it, but that's what you get with flux core. It's not pretty, but it works. So, working on getting me a MIG welder. It'll be a little while. But I'm going to put this in here and start hooking this engine up a little bit more. When you do these projects, a lot of times you lose bolts and nuts. So, right now, going through where I've got exhaust nuts and washers. Try and find more of them. I need some more. Running the stock heat shield, just kind of keep some of the air temp out of the engine bay. It's not the prettiest, but it does work better than not having something. steering shaft back in. Well, it's a new day. We've got the steering shaft in. Took some handy work to get in, but it's in. Steering wheel's not straight, so I gotta fix that later. But I'm gonna enjoy my coffee for a second and get this wiring in, and then get the rest of the stuff in, the radiator, and fill it full of fluids, and we'll crank it and see how it goes. Can't tell, it's really hot outside today. Got most of the wiring done, and the fuel done. I'm gonna put the radiator in and get the alternator in and the power steering and the starter. So. Michael has come to join.
Hello.
He's one of my lifelong buddies that we do this way too much, so. Always got to have a whole bunch of zip ties, so I'm putting my radiator shroud in. Doesn't have clips anymore, so. Alright, we're going to pull the fuel pump fuse to prime the engine with oil. Number 15, right there. Simple as that. While we wait on fluids to see if they leak and charge the battery, we're going to clean the shop a little bit, so be entertained. That was really weak. Go number 2. I wonder what it is. It could be my starter. Well, it seems that we're having a bit of starter issue. The starter's not complying with us, or the motor's not complying with us. We're not sure yet. Trying to diagnose it. Starter turns over, sort of. Struggles a little bit, but the motor turns over by hand, so I'm not sure. We're going to keep trying. Well, the problem is, we found out, number 2's injector is just pouring into the cylinder. It's completely stuck. We finally got the starter to work. I don't know if it was a grounding issue or if there's just too much compression from the fuel sitting in there. So pull the spark plugs. We're going to let it dry out. We're going to replace that fuel injector with another one. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck as well. And see what happens. Alright. Taking the wiring off. I've already got one screw done. You got to be really careful not to strip these screws out. Put a lot of pressure on them before you turn. Pull the cap off, don't lose it. Alright, best thing to do is turn this whole entire thing like that. Give it a nice Phillips head. Stick it right up under it and twist. And it pops out. Alright. That thing, I guess, was 100% stuck open. But we'll swap it out for another one and see what happens. Installing it's a pain, but you just shove it back in there, turn it the right way, put the cap back on, and then you take your trusty screwdriver that someone else has. We will get it. Oh, look, it was given to me. And screw it back down real fast. Thank you, sir. Awesome. You can see that down there is wet. Just on. Well, this one looks like it's not filling up like the other one. It's a positive thing. Since that injector's not pouring out like the other one, and looks good, I'm gonna let it dry out a little bit and come back to it. So I might be back on possibly this afternoon or tomorrow. Hopefully this afternoon. So we'll see. Alright, got everything back together. Let the fuel in number 2 evaporate. So we're going to try this again. So let's try it. Well, it stumbled a little bit. I'm going to give it a start fluid and try it again. And it raises another question. What is still going on? So let me check these spark plugs again and find out. Well, now that we got it out of the shop, as you see, after finding the problem, which was the distributor was about a tooth off. So fix that. Now it's time to wash it, get it clean, get it ready for a cruise. Not today though. Got other things I gotta do. So let me throw a quick wash on it. nice and washed and cleaned. Not as pretty as it should be. Got a lot of dents and dings in it. But until next time, we have a clean car. Here's the back windshield.